Okay, good morning, everybody. And for those of you who are letting us see your face, you all look beautiful. See how easy that was? I'm super excited to have you guys on the Zoom. I think this is a way for us to see each other and to connect with each other. And I kind of like it to be able to see, each other and communicate this way. The phone is great, but this is like a smaller, more, connective meeting for those of you that are interested in doing that. And of course, you can invite anybody on your team that has an interest in doing that. We're probably going to do them every other week since now Danny Gassamy and Dale Munger have a weekly call. And last night's call generously was the replay was put on our team page by Robin Mano and then reshared by Renee Solom. So I just want to thank you guys so much for helping everybody. That was nice, Michael, that you gave Sylvia a kiss. I just want to thank everybody, for really helping us on the team call to keep everybody connected and moving forward. And, it really is about the connectiveness that we all share and we get to know each other. And that ends up being a really big asset to us in this business. Actually in any business, but in this relationship marketing business, being able to connect with other people in your team or even outside of your team can help you immensely. I want to share with you very quickly a couple of things that I think may help us all. So as we know, this business is a very part-time business and we do it, as we learn, we know that it's not something we stop and start during the day. It's something that kind of goes along our day. And as we get more comfortable with how this business works, we end up wherever we are sharing what we have just naturally like we would anything else. And I think that a lot of times we don't realize because we have sort of a financial now attachment to Nerium. If we didn't have an attachment to Nerium financially and we were using the product like we all are, and we were having the results that we were having, we'd be screaming to people about how fortunate we are that we have a product that actually works and networks naturally. So, if you think about your day, I really want you guys to, I'm doing this test myself. I'm thinking about every time I refer a service or something in my life to another individual that has nothing to do with Nerium. And then I'm also kind of tracking how people do the same with me. So for instance, I was playing tennis the other night and literally all the other three women during every time we took a break in the games, they talked about something that they were referring. I can't tell you how frustrating it was that actually one person was referring anti-pore reduction or pore reduction product from Clinique. And I was sitting there thinking, oh my God, she's recommending Clinique and I know I have a product that's way better. But here's what happened. These are women I've never met before. And I'm building a relationship. So instead of kind of jamming down their throat that I have this amazing product or that I'm in Nerium, I just simply kept my mouth shut and got to know these women and got to know who they are and realized that down the line, I'm going to be able to ask this person, hey, how's that pore reduction product working for you? Because I know that Clinique is not going to work. And then I'm going to be ready with my picture of pore size reduction with my product. But I'm just building relationships and learning about people as I go. And so that's kind of a tip that I wanted to sort of give you guys because it's not always instant gratification in any business. There's a part of it where there's a little bit of seduction and there's a little bit of, getting to know a person and finding out really where their life is at. And so I know everybody wants to, be superstars in everything that they do, but being a superstar is actually learning how to listen and really understand where people are at in their life. And when you do that, you have a much better arsenal in how you can help another human being, how you can help somebody become more excited about what you do. For instance, I know that there's a lot of people in my life that have a lot of services. I know that I'm always looking for a plumber. I'm always looking for an air conditioner person. You never know when something's going to go bad. So keeping that in your arsenal and thinking about how many times you refer services to other people and how many times they refer services to you is really important. You'll be very surprised at how organic it is and how it goes on all day long for every single business. So I really want to encourage you to give yourself a break on your exposures, because I was recommended to a service yesterday for actually a plumber. And I don't need a plumber right now, but I know I'm going to need a plumber probably in the next 6 to 8 months, because I know I want to change out one of my faucets. So I was grateful for the referral. Now that referral isn't going to happen for that person from me for probably 6 to 8 months. But you know what? I took the referral, I took down the name, and it's in my arsenal. Now I have somebody that I can call. So keep that in mind. People are listening to you. They know what you've got. So one of the things that I'm doing is I went in and inventoried my customers. And I noticed some of the customers that had been premier customers and some that just got started have been really loyal to the company and loyal to me as their sponsor. So I went in my closet to see what free product that I had received. And I got this actually idea from Debbie D'Angelo, who's the product queen. She is an amazing sponsor of product. She has more customers than anybody I know. But she told me during Christmas she got so much free product that she started to thank her customers with other products to turn them on to those products. And so I did an inventory yesterday, and I went out and I purchased some of these bags, right? These foamy bags. I put my label of my name and my address on there. I then went out and bought cards with a Live Happy on them. And I wrote to 3 people yesterday. I had 2 EHT and 1 eye serum. And I sent out 3 free product thank you cards, basically saying, thank you so much for being such a loyal customer. You haven't had the opportunity to try our new EHT. It's been a life changer for me. I hope you'll take the time to read a little bit about it. I put a brochure in there, and try it for 30 days. And if you like it, we can get you started on that. So I told Robert, I said, every time I get free product, I'm going to send out free product to my customers that haven't yet tried the product. And I think that's a kind of a good tip for us as we move along in our business to really help build our portfolio of customers. That's the lifeblood of this company, and it's the lifeblood of your business, residual income. So keep that in mind. It's really, really important. And obviously, never give up. Never give up on your customers, even when they cancel. They have lots of reasons why they cancel. Sometimes this is the first thing to go when it comes to not having enough money at the end of the month. They're going to get rid of something, and it usually is we don't take care of ourselves. And so it's usually a product or a hairstylist or something like that. So never give up on those people, because they really, really would probably love to get something free in the mail from you, and that may kind of spur them on to want to get started again. The other thing that I've been doing, and I call this my whoops. So see if you like this. So it actually happened very organically, but then I thought, this is genius. So I took a before and after picture of my friend Dana, who had an absolutely great result with the eye serum. And I wanted to send it to this girl that I was inviting to my meeting, but so I put her name into my texting with the picture, and I said, OMG, this is the new product I was telling you about, and I'm so excited for you to come to the meeting tonight so I can share more information. And then I pressed send on the text. And so then I realized I sent it to the wrong person. So I texted about 2 minutes later, and I said, whoops, this wasn't meant for you, although I'm really happy to share this with you, and I hope I can try this product out on you as well. Well, what I figured is I could do that with every single person I know. I can text them and say, here's the eye serum that I told you about. Here's the before and after picture. And then 2 minutes later, I can go, whoops, I didn't mean that for you, but I'm so glad I ended up sending it to you. Because I think sometimes we get afraid to, share with certain people. And I think this is a way for us to kind of make a mistake, but it ends up being, you know, awesome. And so this girl that I sent it to happened to be an esthetician that I have been actually trying to get to my house for a meeting. So I call it my whoops exposure. So you might want to take a note of that and try that. It's really, really fun. And it's, you know, it was very organic. You know, I'm just planting seeds this summer. I'm planting seeds with a lot of people. I'm doing things that are uncomfortable for me. I've been a working person for so many years that I have a lot of time on my hands now, and I'm enjoying it. But I'm doing things differently. So I'm excited about it. And so what I'm doing is I'm making my day so that I see people. I'm going to my tennis club more. I don't really know that many people at my tennis club. I used to only show up for games, but now I'm actually going early and I'm having a drink with people after we play tennis, and I'm getting to know new people who don't really know anything about me. I don't really know anything about them. And it's kind of uncomfortable for me because it's a lot of new people who have all known each other for a long time. So I'm sort of infiltrating a group of people that are very close, and I'm sort of the odd man out. Although I play really good tennis, so I'm invited because I'm a good player, but I'm taking advantage of that by listening to who these people are, what they like, what they don't like, and I'm very slowly building a relationship. So I'm planting a lot of seeds, doing a lot of things that are uncomfortable, and I tell Robert all the time, I feel like, you know, I feel like I'm that girl in that movie where all the mean girls are over here and I'm the one going, will you be my friend? But, you know, I think that it's a good learning lesson for me. So I always say, if you want something different, you got to do something different. And I'm really trying to do that. And I think, you know, the more we do that, things seem to show up in our life. And I have gotten quite a few customers recently from my tennis club because of me just basically saying, you know, them saying, well, what do you do, Annie? They know nothing about me. And I just say, well, I'm in the anti-aging business. That seems to spark a lot of conversation. So I want to remind everybody that Danny Gasme is doing a weekly call. And I put that on the team page. If you can make that call, it's at 6:30 Pacific time. 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And every Thursday. That's kind of replacing this Friday call, although I really think this is a good thing to do once in a while with us, maybe every other week, see how it goes. But the call that Danny did last night was amazing. And I think it's very, very important that if you didn't hear it, you know, definitely try to hear it. It wasn't that long, but it had really great information. And Danny's a great story because he really, really had never done, you know, he wasn't going to get involved in skincare. He was broke when he started this business, and he's really one of the top earners in this company. And his story is really relevant because of what's happening around the world. So I want to kind of speak to that a little bit, okay? I spoke with Robert this morning, actually around 6:30 in the morning. It was around 10:30 or 11:30 at night in Japan. He was just coming home from a party that they were having for the NMDs there. And everybody else went out for karaoke, and him and Kwansu went home for sleeping. They said they were old men. But Robert said, you know, if I could share anything with the group, I would share this. No team in Japan that is forming is the biggest team, okay? Everybody who's there is there for one or two people, except for a couple of people. And one of the significant stories is Micaiah. Micaiah is a personal of Danny Gasme. He's 24 years old. He got involved with network marketing when he was 19, okay? So he's been in it for 5 years. He has not been a top earner. He has not made all the money. And even though Danny Gasme is his sponsor, he's not achieved national marketing director. He has never given up. And why he has never given up is because he has personally developed himself as a young man. And if you meet him or you know him, he's a very, very eloquent speaker. He's very smart. He has some very amazing attributes that I think is critical for all business, okay? Number one, he has a strong faith. He believes in what he's doing. He has tremendous faith in his, you know, whatever his religion is. He's very, very faithful, okay? He's He's personally developed. He works on personal development every single day. He works on himself. He works on his body. He works on his mind. He works on himself all the time. Okay. I've noticed this about him. I've had many talks with him. He has a burning desire. He really wants to achieve something great in his life, and he doesn't care how long it takes. He knows, he has faith that no matter what, it's going to show up because he's doing the activities and he's doing what it takes as a human being. And I know a lot of us on this Zoom today, you know, we all have our own careers and other things, and we work for other people and things like that, and we're all really good at what we do. But one of the things that sometimes we get sidetracked on is we want everything so fast. You know, here's a kid who's now 24 years old. He's been learning network marketing for the last 5 years and wasn't the biggest earner, didn't have, you know, all of the things that maybe you and I have where we have some foundation somewhere else. This was his only job. This was his only thing that he was doing. He didn't have a second job. He had to rely completely on this. So I noticed a few things about him, okay? He followed the system. He followed the people that were successful. He didn't deviate. He didn't make it up because he had no idea what to do. So he had a burning desire. He had a lot of faith. He had a belief in himself that he could do it, and he never gave up. Even though he was discouraged and maybe couldn't make his rent all the time. Maybe he was living in a room in a house, okay? He met somebody in Los Angeles where he lives now, and this was several months ago, who happened to be Japanese. One person in his backyard. And he cultivated a relationship with that person. And he told that person what he did for a living. And that person got to know him, got to know how, you know, much of he's a very impressive young guy. Got to know what he did, you know, why he was doing what he did, you know, what this meant to him in his life. And they built this foundational relationship. And 3.5, 4 weeks ago, before everybody else went to Japan, Micaiah, as a 24-year-old young man with not a lot of resources, got on a plane by himself and went to Japan to start spreading, you know, the Nerium message and to start talking about what was coming in the next 4 weeks. I really urge you to go on his Facebook and watch him. He has built probably one of the biggest teams that is going to pop the day we open in Japan. And I couldn't be more proud of him. I'm so happy for him. But it wasn't because he knew somebody. It wasn't because somebody gave him somebody. It wasn't because, you know, he had some advantage. It was because he just was himself. He was, you know, just doing what he's always done, and people showed up in his life. And at the time when he was ready to accept it and he was ready to run with it. So he didn't have the fear of going to Japan by himself to cultivate this team. What he had was, he had his burning desire, he had his faith, he had his knowledge. He had been working this for 5 years. He was ready to accept it. And now he's gone around Japan holding meetings with a translator by himself, doing what we do. And it's pretty impressive, you guys. And all that means to me is that it's possible for every single person that I know, including myself, to do the same thing. And so if you get anything out of that I just shared with you, I just want you to know that one of the main things that I think is critical to this type of an industry and business is we've got exclusive products. You know, we've got compelling products, okay? There's a lot of great products out in the universe right now, okay? Everybody has something that's going to do something, but we happen to have something pretty great too. It's reasonably priced, it's really, really effective, and it works, and we've got it, and nobody else can have it. So based on that, then we have to go to, are we proud of this business model? You know, I'm proud of the business model. I think it gives everybody an advantage. You can be whoever you want, wherever you are, whatever you do, you can do this business. But you have to have the right expectation. You can't come into a brand new business and think that a brand new business should give you back, you know, a ton of money, a free car, a free trip, a $50,000 bonus, and all of these things in a matter of 3 months because you showed up. You know, you have to have the faith in yourself. You have to have a burning desire. You have to educate yourself. And you have to also be ready, you know, to be the leader that is needed to be able to take on 5,000 people in a day. You got to be that leader, because you know what? If you're not that leader, whether you get those 5,000 people or not, you're not going to be able to sustain that business, because you don't know what to do and you don't know how to handle it. So it's very important that you learn the steps of how this business works. You know, we're in this 4 years, and I can tell you, I learn something every day still. And still every day I have challenges, okay? I wake up and I go, oh my gosh, this is scary. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm good at this. I don't know if I know how to do this. I ask myself, you know, every single day, can I do something to really impact somebody? Can I make a difference? And you know, that's something that honestly, you have to ask yourself those questions every day, no matter what business you're in, right? So my feeling is, anything that you start, anything that you want to do, it brings you back to your why you decided to be in Nerium. Is every single day going to be productive? Is every single day going to be successful? Absolutely not. It's just not. That's just not the way it goes in any business. But I have to tell you, what's amazing about this particular business is you can make things happen by just sorting through a lot of different people, and you come up with 1 or 2 or 3 people and your whole business can change. And that's what's so unique, you guys, and why we have to stay really strong and help the people that we bring into this, who are, you know, they're coming into this because they have faith in you, because they want to do something fun with you, because they want to make something different in their life. And so we have to stay in this focused and excited, and we have to be the leaders. We have to be the ones that keep everybody going, even though we might not always feel that way, okay? So I want to go out to my friend Robin, who's about ready to get on a plane. So I want to get out to her really quickly. She's going to share a couple of stories with you that I think are very relevant to today. And I'm going to unmute you, Robin. Thank you so much, Robin. Robin, if you guys don't know, is a personal friend of mine for many years. She's a national marketing director. She's in New Jersey. She has a ginormous team of people now all over the world, and she's one of my mentors, and I absolutely adore her and love her. So take it away, Robin.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So hi, guys. I'm really excited to share a couple things with you today that I was talking to Annie about earlier. Danny Gassami's call really spoke to me yesterday because he brought it back to simplicity, which I think after a while in this business, we kind of complicate it and we know too much and we make it a lot harder than it is. And so when I first got started, my brother and I got started together. He's one of my brand partners, and we pretty much blew through our entire warm market, saying too much, knowing too much, and not really knowing anything. And I'm remaking my list because I think the way Danny was talking about just approaching people like, hey, can you help me out? Can I share this with you? So for those of you that are on here that have been doing this, and I see a lot of you on here that have been doing this for a couple of years like myself, I'm going to go back to those people that maybe said no, but didn't look at a tool and didn't try the product and just said no because they thought they knew what this was and they really have no idea what it was. And it's my fault because I didn't really approach them properly. And so I'm going to make it my goal to go back to all of these people and track how many I can have meetings with or sit downs or get them to look at tools just by saying, hey, I'm running for another promotion with the company. I didn't really expose you properly to what I have here. And would it be okay if I just shared some information with you? And so I'm really going to start doing that. And one of the things that happened when my brother and I were doing this totally wrong, and Annie could tell you all the things she told me not to do that I did. But I got really discouraged about 2 or 3 weeks in because everybody was telling me, no, they didn't even want to look at what I had. It's one of those things. I don't want to look at it. Your products probably don't work. Like, it was a whole big thing. So in the back office, I don't know if it's still there, but she had me print out this thing. It was in the marketing center and it was called 100 No's. And it's 100 no's on a piece of paper with a box next to every no. And so every time you get a no, you check off the box. And I would check off the box and put their name, and check off the box and put their name, and check off the box and put their name. And by the time I had hit national marketing director, I had printed that sheet out 3 times, and I had 302 no's the day I hit. So when Danny was saying yesterday, you know, what if I told you to go out and get 500 no's? What if you just did that? What if you just printed off the sheets and tried to get 100 by convention, and see the difference of where you would be in your business after 100 no's even? Because I think a lot of the times we think we're getting no's, but we're getting no's inappropriately. We're getting no's before they even look at the information. Because I don't really care if I get a no, as long as I know they looked at the information the correct way and they want to tell me no, that's fine. But the goal is to just get the yes or no, not to worry so much about it. And I know a lot of people lately have been telling me, everybody's saying no, and it might just be a matter of tweaking the verbiage on how you're inviting them to look at the information, instead of just attacking them with Miriam like I did. So that's what I wanted to share today. That's what I'm going to do. I'm heading on a plane. I'm going to be in Guatemala for 4 days. So if anyone wants to reach me, can reach me on the WhatsApp app. But I will be back on Tuesday, and I will be starting that new list of sit downs and exposures. And I'm going to track another 302 no's, Annie, and see if it can't get me to 3-star.
I think that's awesome.
So I'm going to turn it back to you. I mean, maybe that would be 909 no's.
Yeah, no, I actually, that, to me, Robin, that's such a great piece of advice for everybody, because when I first met Kwansu Shin, he was 20 years ago, he was in Nu Skin, and he was a well over $100,000 a month earner in that company. And he said that that's all he did was every single day he tried to get himself 5 or 6 no's, and mentally he paid himself $10 a no. So he said, I always wanted to make $50 or $60 in my head a day because I would pay myself to get the word no. And he's absolutely right. And you're absolutely right. I think it's awesome. Okay, so the last thing I want to mention to everybody is market parties. So a lot of you know that I've been doing market parties this whole week. I did them last week. I'm going to do them next week. I'm doing them at random times just because everybody, you know, has different time frames. So we're trying to figure out what are great times. But one thing I'm doing every week at the same time is the market party tonight is at 5 o'clock. And the reason why it's at 5 o'clock is because that's what's good for our international people that are in Australia. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to cultivate some new faces in different countries that speak English right now. Okay, so we've got that meeting, that market party. By the way, anybody can show up to that market party. You don't have to be from Australia. If you have somebody that's available to hear the information and you want to do it live on a presentation, and you like the way, you know, I do the presentation, and you feel comfortable with that, then bring one person with you. One of the other ways that one of the people found a person in Japan is she met somebody through LinkedIn, and she invited them to a Zoom. She did a Zoom every single morning. Every single morning she did the market party, and they eventually showed up to the Zoom. And this person had a friend in her LinkedIn, and she ended up acquiring like 20 different people in LinkedIn who might have an interest in this. So, you know, I don't know that much about LinkedIn. I don't know that much about how to work that. I'm learning as I go. But she was consistent in having market parties. So I'm being consistent in having market parties for our team. You guys can do them yourself if you want. If you want to plug into mine, bring one person tonight at 5 o'clock if you can, or send one person tonight. You know, see what happens. It's a half hour. It's pretty good. I think, you know, it gives overview of the product, overview of the beautiful, beautiful business model, our franchise. And really, if we can all bring one person to the Zoom, then maybe that person can bring a person back in a couple of days. I'm going to be putting out a schedule probably on Sunday of the Zoom meetings I'm going to do next week. So you'll have those to be able to invite into. And I just really, you know, I just really appreciate all of you being on this Zoom today. And I think we have amazing, amazing opportunity ahead of us, both locally, you know, nationally and internationally. We've got a lot of excitement. I'm going to Dallas, you know, for the convention. I hope everybody on the Zoom is going. If you have a problem with going there, let me know, because I think it's probably one of the most important events to be at on a yearly basis for your business. Not only do you get the energy of what this is all about, but you also learn a tremendous amount, and you're also networking with other people around the country and other people around other countries about this industry and about this company. And I think it's a wonderful place for community and meeting other people. So I encourage everybody to buy their tickets and get themselves situated. There's lots of rooms we share, and we get together, we have drinks together, we dance together. Robin and I go to sleep early, but other than that, we all party together and we have a great time. So keep that in mind. Bring people from your team. Encourage them to be there and experience that with you, and bring one person back to the Zoom meeting tonight if you can. I think it would be awesome for all of us, and I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you have an awesome day, awesome weekend, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Bye. Thank you.